Welcome back, viewers. And now we are joined over the phone by Mr. Ramzy Khoury, journalist. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you, ma'am.
So, sir, how do you read the statements of Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu over what he called Greater Israel?
I'm so sorry, I can't hear the question.
Yes, I'm asking you about the recent statements by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about what he called Greater Israel.
The statement of Netanyahu regarding Eretz Israel or Greater Israel,
yes,
this was fascinating for the whole world, because Israel has always, or at least Netanyahu has always hid behind Ben-Gvir and Smotrich, the two very radical people in his government, claiming that they are the ones who are calling for the occupation of other Arab state lands. And obviously, the Greater Israel that they're talking about is a country that would expand from the Nile to the Euphrates, and therefore it swallows chunks of Egyptian, Iraqi, obviously Jordanian, Syrian lands, and for Netanyahu to come out and says that he is committed to this plan, then Netanyahu is declaring that this is not about the fascists in his government. He is one of them, and therefore this government is 100% unified behind that radical extremism that is promoted and voiced by Smotrich and Ben-Gvir very, very clearly.
Yes.
Netanyahu has always refrained from making statements like this. To come out today and make a statement like this is in challenge of the whole Arab world system, and also in challenge of international law, the United Nations, the West, that is all calling for a two-state solution. This guy is not only saying there will be no two-state solution, but he's also saying that Israel is going to expand and expand dramatically to multiples of its size. This is basically what the statement has is about, and now nobody can actually talk about Israel being doing whatever it's doing in Palestine, whether it's Gaza or the West Bank, in Lebanon, in Syria, for self-defense. There is no self-defense here. Israel is doing all of this because Israel is planning on expanding, and this is just a step on that road to what they are calling Eretz Israel or Greater Israel.
And sir, how do you read the international reactions to this statement?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't hear your question.
How do you read?
There is a technical problem.
Yeah, no, I'm going to repeat again. How do you read international reactions to the statement by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu?
I'm sorry, I only got the statement by Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu.
Yes, so I'm asking you about international reactions to his statement.
Oh, international reactions have been, they're voicing their dismay. European countries are voicing their dismay. Of course, the Arab world came out in major dismay because the Arab world, this is an attack on almost every single Arab country.
Yes.
And therefore, he is by making that statement, he is challenging the Arabs, and this is very interesting. Because if you look at it from an Israeli point of view, what does he get out of doing that? All politicians know what Eretz Israel is. This is not a news story, but to come out today and to say that he's 100% committed to that is fascinating. especially with all of the international pressure that is being put on Israel today to stop the genocide in Gaza.
So how do you assess the Arab endeavors to reach ceasefire in Gaza?
Well, the Arabs made a statement,
yes.
and they hold a certain position. But what the Arabs need to do is to take this further and use his statement as proof that Israel is a threat to every single Arab country, not just the countries within Eretz Israel. If Eretz Israel is erected, and by the way, that takes a chunk of Saudi Arabia. Eretz Israel takes a chunk of Saudi Arabia. It's not just Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq,
yes,
but also the Gulf. And therefore, what we are looking at is a situation in which the Arabs need to take this further. They need to come out and they need to say that unless you actually stop Israel today in its endeavor, then there's a problem. There needs to be a UN resolution that is very clear. There needs to be action at the Security Council. Obviously, there would be an American veto waiting there. But it is okay because every action that America vetoes in the Security Council is a humiliation for America in the eyes of the whole world. And America needs to pay a price because it's fully supporting what Netanyahu is doing. There is another angle that we can look at, Sharif. If he comes out and says, I would really like to have a chunk of every single Arab country in order to erect Eretz Israel, then he is raising the cap, he is raising the ceiling, and therefore Arabs would accept Israel being satisfied with the whole of Palestine, a bit of Syria and a bit of Lebanon, etc., etc. So this is maybe what's in his head, and maybe he feels that this is what is going to work with the Arabs, and the Arabs cannot allow that either. So basically, things are very clear now, and everything is on the open. And whatever the intentions of Netanyahu are, it doesn't really make a difference. And Netanyahu has just declared that Israel is an aggressive state that wants to steal big chunks of Arab lands all over the region and all over the area. And therefore, this is the starting point for any Arab action, Sharif.
Yes, sir, do you expect more European countries to recognize Palestine in the coming UN meetings in September?
Absolutely. There will be countries that will recognize Palestine at the UNGA. America is putting a huge amount of effort and they're pushing them not to do that at the UNGA, but countries will do that. However, Shireen, such recognition doesn't really mean much in practical terms. This recognition is a political position, very similar to what has been declared by most of European countries and most countries in the world regarding the two-state solution. Nevertheless, it is a political position that is in the right direction. It is a positive political decision, and it will put increased pressure on Israel. What would be a step forward is for Palestine to be fully recognized in the United Nations as a sovereign state. Because Palestine today has the status of observatory state, just like the Vatican, and this is not enough. If Palestine is recognized as a sovereign state in the United Nations, then basically the world would have to play fairly between the two states, because if Palestine is not a state, that actually limits the amount of action that can be done in order to support Palestine or to resolve the Palestinian-Israeli conflict.
So, sir, Israel is talking about a land incursion or a land aggression if there is no agreement on the issue of hostage exchange and and disarming Hamas. Do you think that this can really happen?
I'm sorry, again, I couldn't hear
I'm talking about Israel's threatening land invasion if there is no agreement on the issue of exchanging hostages and disarming Hamas. What's your take on this?
Israel has already started military action around Gaza City, and there are skirmishes between the Israeli army and fighters inside of the Gaza City. So this has already started, but Netanyahu doesn't want to plunge in because the army refuses to plunge in, because then the army is going to sustain major injury. And there are differences between what the army is willing to do and what the political governing body in Israel is demanding that the army should do. So basically, there are issues inside of Israel regarding this. And the army doesn't have a choice, by the way, in Israel,
yes.
Because if the government makes a decision that the army has to implement. But the army is trying to delay full implementation, if you like, or to take it slowly, step by step. But all of this is taking us to a long war inside of Gaza at a time when people are dying by the hundreds on a daily basis. Today, just out of starvation, 11 more people died just today. This has raised the number to 200 and over 250
yes.
Palestinians dead out of starvation, and 100 of them are children. So basically, the humanitarian disaster is the priority right now. Hospitals don't have medicines, not even glucose, not any, all of the basic medical needs of hospitals don't exist in Gaza anymore. This is taking a huge toll not on children and the elderly in a primarily manner, but on the whole population. So what needs to be done is to stop this catastrophe. Israel has to be forced immediately to allow food and to allow medicine yes. Into Gaza, and at a proper rate. We are talking about over 500,000 in Gaza who face acute shortage of food. Malnutrition, by the way, is something that kills people on the long term. Even after the food comes in and people start eating, sometimes when they eat, they will die because their body cannot handle processing the food. And some of the people who were taken to Spain, apparently children who had malnutrition problems, arrived in Spain alive, but died in Spain after a while because the Spanish couldn't actually resuscitate their system in a manner that it can actually process food. So this malnutrition business of Israel is a killer, and it's a mass killer because it kills people on the long term.
Yes.
Obviously, when people go through major starvation, Shireen, they are destroying their internal system, and they will not come back to where they were before the starvation that they have to face over a long period of time. So this is the dire need. And with all honesty, this is even more important than the recognition of Palestine at the UNGA.
I'd like to thank you, Mr. Ramzy Khoury, for being with us, a Jordanian journalist.